G'day guys, back again. This time covering something a little bit different. What I'm doing is I've dug out films that I personally feel are pretty much neglected or unheard of by a lot of people. So I'll go through them. I mean, no doubt a lot of you guys watching this have probably heard of a lot of these, but in my eyes, I feel the majority probably have probably not heard of a lot of these things. Scream for Vengeance. I don't know if this is cut here or not. It may well be, but it was one of those things I had for forever and ever. And eventually I watched it, and it was fantastic. It was this grubby, sleazy, dirty, fucking filthy little film that just amazed me. I don't know why. I mean, it's extremely low budget, but yeah, I just felt it was one that I really should have watched a lot earlier. I loved it. Blood Money. This is an Australian film. It's like a bank robbery type film with Brian Brown. It's got a scant running time of 64 minutes, but it's fantastic. Honestly, I can't recommend this enough. It's got an extremely bleak ending, but it's just fucking stellar. From the scripting to the cast, everything. It's just it is fucking magnificent. Jungle Ground, on it, I'll be honest, I hadn't even heard of this thing till a few years ago. It has Rowdy Roddy Piper in it, sorry. And it's fantastic. I was going to say it's like The Warriors, but it's not. It's one of those fucking urban warfare type things, though, you know, with gangs and everything. But it's fantastic. This was a massive surprise to me. Again, I can't recommend this enough. It is really good. Very entertaining, very cheesy. Very cliche, like a lot of these films, but fucking magnificent. Showing this not just because of the magnificent sleeve, which is a foil type thing. It's a Shaw Brothers film called The Shantung, Boxer from Shantung, sorry. And it's great. I mean, it actually does warrant an R rating. There's people hit with meat cleavers and shit all the way through it. It's actually very bloody for a kung fu type film. It was I was surprised how good this was. Again, it was in the collection for a long time. And I watched it one night and I was pleasantly surprised. I fucking loved this thing. You know, I don't know if a lot of these things are on DVD and such. I haven't really researched it enough, but as I say, it's films that I feel are pretty much neglected. Firebird 2015 AD with Darren McGavin from, I can't even remember now. He was in that fucking series that everyone likes. And this was great. It's a post-apocalyptic type film, but it was really well done. A different sort of storyline to it and whatnot. I loved it. I keep going on about this film, but no one really listens, right? It's got Frank Stallone, which is fucking Sylvester. Sorry guys, a bit of a brain blank there. Sylvester Stallone's brother. And these guys break out of prison and cause all sorts of havoc in that. And it's really well done, and it's R-rated for good reason. Seriously, guys, you need to check this out. I think it's a mid-80s film from memory, but it's fucking fantastic. A real bizarre oddity here. My best friend in the world, Michelle, introduced me to this one. How you going, Michelle, if you're watching this? With Franco Nero. I honestly don't even know how to describe this. It's, as you can see by the stills and whatnot, it's a really weird, suspenseful, fucking occult type thriller thing. It's just bizarre, and I love bizarre films, and this fit the bill. You know, it was definitely worth checking out. I think Code Red or someone put out a DVD of it from memory, and it's very good, very good watching. Money Movers, another old Australian film. Again, a bank robbery film like Blood Money, but really well done. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but it's a fucking fantastic film, and I don't know. No, I think again a lot of people probably, especially overseas, will be like, "What the fuck's Money Movers?" They've probably never heard of it, but get your hands on it. It's great. High Riders, which is a 70s exploitation piece, late 70s from memory, and really good cast, really good scripting. I never found it boring. I think there's quite a bit of nudity in it from memory, quite a bit of violence. It's got 2 alternate releases here, and it massively recommended. You need to see it. Savages, it took me a long time to find this. It's a 1972 film, originally made for TV, with Andy Griffith and Sam Bottoms, who was in Hunter's Blood. It's a cat and mouse type fucking thing in the desert, and fantastic. I really cannot recommend this film enough. I'm guessing a lot of people have never heard of this, Black Alley Cats. It's not to be confused with that other one called Alley Cat, I think it was. This isn't the same film. It's a rape revenger film. It's allegedly banned here. Again, it's a 70s film. It wasn't fantastic, but it's definitely worth a look. But it is quite hard to find. Street Soldiers, just great. It's not a great film by any stretch of the imagination, but just to watch the overacting and the sheer stupidness for the geek value, it's fucking magic. It was released in Australia, but this is the UK tape. Cage with Reb Brown and Lou Ferrigno. We got this lovely fold-out sleeve one here. Again, I don't think this is on DVD, but it's just a great film. It's another fucking, again, cliche American type thing. But yeah, it's good. It's a great watch. This one I had never even heard of until the wife found it a few years ago. Double Nickels. Again, another 70s exploitation piece. Acting is pretty bad, to be honest, but to me that sort of makes it more entertaining. That's just me, I guess. But I don't know. I think a lot of you guys will dig it, you know. Blood Rage. From memory, this was Joseph Zito's first film. The guy that did Invasion USA and Rosemary's Killer, aka The Prowler. But again, like Maniac, it's really sleazy, really grubby, really fucking filthy. The characters depicted in this film are just fucking despicable. The set pieces are just disgusting. Yeah, it's a massive recommendation. Not to be confused with that 80s slasher film under the same name. Demon Stone with Jan Michael Vincent. It's a weird sort of supernatural fucking film from the Philippines, but it was very amusing, and it was reasonably quite violent, I guess. Yeah, it's one to check out. Metal Storm, again, I don't know if there's a DVD release of this, and I think it's a Charles Band film. Yeah, it is. It's a Charles Band film, which I don't usually go for, but this was fucking magic, as you can see by the creases and whatever on the back. Massively entertaining, hugely recommended. Trust me, it's great. Another Filipino actioner I'd never heard of again until a few years ago. Intrusion, Cambodia. Richard Harrison, Jim Gaines, a lot of guys from Anthony Alonso. Sorry, a lot of regulars from Filipino films are in this, and it's fucking magic. It's one of those action-filled ones again. What do we got? Battle Rats, another Filipino actioner, but this one is very gory. It's probably on par with Cannibal Mercenary, sorry, in terms of on-screen blood and whatnot, but sadly my tape won't track anymore. I can't get it to play, but that Battle Rats was fantastic. Another Filipino actioner, Blasting Bullets. I watch this twice a year. It's that good. Sorry. Again, action-filled and massively recommended. Whether you guys have heard of it or not, I don't know. Furious, I think this is out on DVD or coming out. It was announced recently. Again, a really bizarre fucking 80s kung fu film, to the point where there's a scene where a guy shoots fireballs out his hands that then turn into chickens that attack people. I'm not making this shit up. It's one of those, you gotta fucking see it to believe it. Siege, I keep going on and on about this film. It's fantastic. It's a 1983 film. It's like a cross between Assault on Precinct 13, sorry, and something else I can't even think. Sorry guys, mine's a bit blank at the moment. But yeah, it's really good. Very violent. I think this guy did a few other sort of similar films, but I can't think off the top of my head what they were. Death Vengeance with Tom Skerritt. Another one that you never really hear of much anymore. It's also known as Getting Even, I think it was known as overseas. And it wasn't hugely violent, but it had a great story. It's a vigilante film. But I liked it so much I recorded it to the hard drive because It was just really well done. It's one of those films that you don't sort of hear much about anymore. Space Mutiny with Reb Brown. Again, I had this in the collection for the last 10 years. I watched it the other night, and my guts were fucking sore. I was laughing that much. As you can see by the $2 guns and whatnot that they're holding. It was the cheapest space film, sci-fi film I've ever seen in my life. It was... I can't even put into words how fucking funny this thing is. You have to see it. It is fucking priceless. Indio, I hadn't watched this for a long, long time. Watched it again 2 nights ago. It's actually an Antonio Margheriti film with Brian Dennehy. And it's really good. It's like a fucking Rambo ripoff, but it's done really well. Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised it's not on DVD. It's very worth watching. The last one, whether this is on disc or not, I really don't know. I'm a bit out of touch these days with that sort of thing. But it's a Sergio Santiago film, Silk 2, which pisses all over Part 1. Again, it's another Filipino actioner, but very well done, very action-packed, and massively recommended. So that's about it for this one, guys. I just wanted to touch on a few of these old these old classics that, as I say, I feel are, you know, pretty much neglected now, or people have, you know, sort of forgotten about them or never even heard of them. So I thought I'd bring them up on this video, and maybe you guys can seek some of these out. And like I say, I mean, this one here is fucking stellar. Get your hands on it. There's no disc release. I wish there fucking was, because it's magnificent. So we'll wrap it up at that, guys, because I've got beer to drink and shit to do. I'll see you chaps and ladies on the next one. Take care, eh?